Hey guys, just gonna shoot a video. I had a nice friend that gave me basically a picture, and I was gonna actually just read it live and tell you my experiences over trading in life or helping me trading with those. So I'm FOMO Nomo on Telegram, and also we're gonna start the Happy Profits pretty soon. It's the right place to learn how to place the right trade. So yeah, we do trade live in a 922 chat room webinar every day. So if you're have friends and stuff like that that would need to join a room, very positive people, reach out. We will definitely hook them up and hopefully educate you in the meantime as well. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and pull up the screen. I'm going to pull this over, and then I'm just going to pull it up and talk about it. So we're going to blow up the screen as much as we can with this. So right here, we have 6 sentences that will change your mindset in life. A lot of things that I had to go through some mindset changes as well. I constantly work on my mindset as much as possible just to make, I don't know, if you know what's coming, then it's not so bad. And some of that is just getting a little more mental education. So I've joined some websites and stuff like that, and also I just jump on anything, share it with friends, they share things with me, and when I think they're important, I'm going to share it with you. So thank you, Anthony, by the way. So the first one is learn to react less. When you control your reaction, nobody can manipulate you. So basically, you play some matches and stuff like that. True life experience is going to help you the most. You're going, oh, I jumped in on the first run up too early. Ooh, I jumped in at the top of the stock if you're a long trader. And then eventually you realize, well, that was just a candle exciting you, stock's moving up and you want to make some money. And you're pretty much gambling because you didn't take any mental approach. You didn't sit there and go, hey, so what we do, a big thing in this room, if you don't know, we wait for the pullback. Now, a pullback is when a stock's going up and it just pulls back, whether it be little or a lot, before we enter, because what we're doing, we're not buying the dip, but we want it to pull back and reprove itself over price, or the current price at the time. And because if it doesn't do that, it's not going up. So mentally, you might just be jumping in, and then the sellers start selling, or the buyers that made some profit early start selling, and then you're on a down slot and you don't know when to get out. So controlling your reaction, no one can manipulate you. So part of this is you learning. I can tell you when to get in and out of a stock. You still may not do it. You might go, hey, so maybe you're not controlling your rules. I have rules and I just have to abide by them, and they do me right, or it wouldn't be a rule. I remember over a year ago, I used to put up 3M sticky notes, and I think I was supposed to put one up 2 days ago. So I'm actually going to go ahead and do that now. And at this. And it says put Oracle levels on the chart. So that's some subscription we pay for. If you're a member of DIT, there's proper ways of using their information. But yes, so that's me saying I had to control my reactions instead of, until I chart it, I don't trade it. And it might run $1.50 right in front of me. And one of the best things I learned how to react less as well is listening to a good trader, Tim Bowen. He basically, one of the best things I've ever heard, it says you have 9 or 10 times to trade a stock. And when you heard that, you didn't have to be the first one that jumped in a little too high and it pulled back improperly for your benefit or your financial freedom. So, if you got plenty of time to trade a stock, even on a downtrend, there's uptrends, minor uptrends, but they're still there, and potential for putting profit and money in your pocket. So that's part of you, obviously you have to do it personally to learn to not get manipulated. There's a guy that calls me, he's very high anxiety, and I actually just close all my trades when he calls because he just disrupts me. Now, I personally don't pick up the phone too often. He is getting a little nicer about that, but I don't know why he doesn't just trade by himself, but sometimes they like to see another person in the trade. I don't trade all day long. I try to trade 2 hours in the open, because I know that open, the hour before the open, hour after the open, and those are the 2 hours I know. And maybe if you're in pre-market, you get good days and you get bad days, and sometimes I just don't want to wake up like that any day. I've done the whole day. 6 months straight, I've done the whole day, from 3 a.m. to 3 p.m. and horrible after a while because you realize you're not over trading, but you're overlooking. But eventually you narrow down a time, and that's what you should do as well from this. You should narrow down a time that has better reactions or profit for you. So if there's a better section that's shorts of time of the day and you go, wow, I think I've noticed this, but I really didn't do it. Take notes. That's what charting is. It's not just saying, hey, I got in here and I got out here and I made 12 cents. It's you going, what did this tell me if it was going up? Or what did this chart tell me if it was going down? And we do teach all that here. So if you need some private lessons, reach out. 2, control yourself, not others. Controlling others is strength. Controlling yourself is true power. I share information with you. Biggest thing to me is I usually listen to the video 2 or 3 times. This is a live reading of this and just kind of give you some just personal feedback of my journey over the last 2 years. But you can control others. You can tell your kid, hey, go in the room and it's all good. But then you go in there and eat a gallon of ice cream, and I'll be right next to you. But controlling yourself is the true power. So giving yourself some rules, also giving yourself some more mental exploration. Nobody was given a book how to live, and maybe you didn't go find that book how to live or things. So I'm just right now actually, adding things to my life and my aspect, and it's actually helping my relationship because, there's 6 factors of life that I didn't even look at. Maybe I looked at 3 of them, but that's why I wasn't balanced. So I looked at other 6 factors of life that other people state, and I was like, wow, I'm really not doing anything in that field, and that's where I'm lacking and not being truly happy, because you don't need true happiness with all the money from trading. You just need to say, I need to make smart and very good moves. That's all. All right, so number 3 is expect nothing. Appreciate everything. Be grateful for the little things in your life to find inner peace. I expect nothing. I help people all the time. I go over, help somebody fix their electricity, maybe their elevator, help somebody cut their grass. And I expect nothing because to me, a smile is everything. That's what I appreciate. Someone's smile, maybe somebody that can't afford the repair or anything like that. And I know it because it's like the back of my head because I've done it with some really, really good uncles. And I just rewired a whole wall that just got removed out of our house. So got a little shock, but at the end of the day, it saved us a lot of money. And just YouTube till you feel comfortable. And it actually took me 3 days to do the last maneuver that actually took 12 minutes, but it took me 3 days to wrap my head over it. And then I go, oh, I have a spare piece of wire. Drilled 2 holes, one foot away from one another, and ran it. I was like, oh, then I can cut the longer one and just keep doing this, feeding it under the floor to get to the wall that's going to be hidden so we don't see this ugly wire. But that's also the same thing with trading. When you expect nothing, expect no one to help you. That's another way. And when someone does help you, appreciate it. Because I'm just speaking off the cuff here. When people say, hey, what's this? And what's this? I'm fine with that. But if they could have looked up that information, hey, what's the float on this? I'm not your slave. I'll say it again, I'm not your slave. And I don't expect you to be my slave. Now, if we have a group team effort, that's totally different. But when you're asking questions and this, we see that you don't know it. You should see that you don't know it. And that's you controlling yourself to give yourself true power, not just taking someone else's alerts. Every time someone says something, it's a watch list only to me. If even the best trader in the world, like, oh, I'm in this, good. He might be in it for totally different reasons. And until you understand those reasons, you shouldn't just jump in wholeheartedly to anything. So that's it. So I appreciate anything. The friend who gave me this, very appreciative of him. I actually felt like I haven't shown him an appreciation lately. I don't know what to do for that. Hopefully we're just feeding back and forth each other, just things to build each other, basically hold each other a little more mentally accountable. So yes, and then I had a really good friend, Thomas Check. We would share stuff, and I actually miss his phone calls. We used to talk once or twice a week when I drove home for an hour from a place, and we don't do that anymore. So maybe I was his bad thing, and maybe he was my bad thing, but it was good. Whatever he had to do to get better, that's all that mattered, even though I still miss it. All right, so number 4, do your best and trust the process. The harder you work, the luckier you will get. So doing your best is saying, hey, did I just get up and click? Did I do a chart? Did I do this? I'm going to shoot a way to get prepped up in the morning pretty soon and show you a process that I currently use. And that hopefully is going to help you say, oh, why did he do this? Well, I found out I wasn't prepared. We have a guy that gets on the webinar almost every day and say, hey, there's nothing to trade. Cool. Then you're smart, because at the time he said it, there was nothing to trade. So why trade something if it's not going up or it's not going down? That's called a choppy stock. So if the pattern's not making any definitive moves, don't get any definitive positions or entries or exits of stock. So do your best. So doing your best, I would just say, have you read up on things? You know, have you caught someone else's trade in their chart? You know, why is that on their chart? When I looked at somebody's strategy that I pretty much really adopted much, I fact check it. Fact checking to me is go to yesterday. Type of stock you didn't trade or did trade and lost or won, and say, did his strategy, if I look at the history of yesterday, did it actually work? And then I was like, wow, that would have worked. And then I kept checking charts. And my wife hates when I use numbers, but I checked 100 charts because I put a list on a piece of paper and checked it off till I did it. I checked Amazon, I checked this, and I was like, wow, this strategy really works. Historically, and then it took me a couple months, and actually maybe a little bit longer, to trust it moving forward, because it's still your money, you just trade smaller. And I did my best, and I trust the process, and now I'm at a totally different place. I look at those indicators later, because now I just purely do price action of up and down, and it'll tell you up or down, and it'll also tell you the struggle points, and hopefully that's what we're doing when we do the live webinars, and you see the same thing. So there's really no reason to jump in until the stock really proves itself going up, or if you're shorting, a stock proving itself going down. So when you see those old pattern books and stuff like that, if you don't even know what I'm talking about, you're not getting prepared. You should maybe take a pattern a day and say, okay, what is this pattern? How is this pattern going to help me long? Or how is this pattern going to help me short? And then can I actually see one? You should go find a chart till you see it. I do that. You know, they called me Pattern Master for a while. And I was just sitting there like, why hasn't everyone gone and mastered it themselves? So on them, not me. I do the work, and I'm good, because if I do the work, I get luckier. And the luckier just means you know it. I know how to wire a wall, and I still got shocked in the butt because I forgot I turned on a breaker switch at night, and then the next day that actual out was live, and I thought I checked it when the breaker was on and it was dead. So still like here, I capped everything, did it all right. But for trading, you're just building knowledge, and that's where it says you're luckier. No, you're actually just smarter. Luckier is got a little bit to do with it every once in a while. If you're lucky, you're not going to be that lucky in trading. You definitely want to use as much technical analysis later on. And if the stock's just piping, just jump in, because Nate's really, really good at that. He trusts his process, and he's worked hard. He's been trading years. Luke's been trading years. Michael's been killing it. Heather blows me out of the water every day. So I just trade with a little larger size here and there, and I can't hold that long, because to me, the down slots are pretty negative. So if you ever had a larger account, when you start seeing some negatives, you will figure out basically the comfortable share size, okay? So stop telling people everything. Most of them don't care, and some secretly want you to fail. Yeah, there's probably people that want me to fail. I think my wife, she was very skeptical when I first started this. I was skeptical. I didn't tell anybody jack. I just said, hey, I'm doing this, and that's it. And she's like, where are you? And it's like, oh, I'm here, so now I have to tell you what I'm doing. But after a while, some people don't care. My daughter didn't care. I'm not gonna lie there. And then the other day, right before we went on a trip, I gave her some nice money, like nice money. And she goes, what's this for? I said, I don't know, blow it today. And she looked at me and was like, why? I said, oh, I made that this morning, I'm good. And my son, he hasn't done it. I don't care, he's gonna, just like me, 54, you know, it took me that long to actually hear someone trade, tell me they traded, and for me to get back inspired, because I actually had a mental gap of daytime to actually devote to something new. So that was and that was my basically year project. I gave myself 3 years to learn it until my wife eventually retires. And after about 6 months of 6 years, in that 6 months I put it, I don't like to tell everybody everything, because eventually it'll come to you, but I do like to pique people's interest, because I have met a lot of nice people by telling them some things. Just say, hey, I day trade, or a day trade instructor. Hey, choose your friends wisely. This is probably one of the biggest things that I've learned, and I'm going to tell you what I did and also tell you what my son did. And also, if I have some friends that are not doing well, they need to get a different group of people, because they say you're only as good as your 5 closest friends. I don't have much of that. I teach tennis and I hang out with kids, so that keeps me youthful, which is a bonus. But at the end of the day, that's why I'm hanging out with Anthony. We shoot stuff back and forth. You know, we're getting better together. Michael Zegman, we used to talk a lot. Hopefully we'll start talking a little bit more. He's independent. Wonderful. I love his insights and all that stuff, but I love that he's independent as well. But I wouldn't mind chatting probably just once a week with him, just to go over things to just re-enhance, or like if you're going to church to get some phrases. I think Anthony's actually going to church right now, and basically he said, hey, what would you like? He's like, bring back the word. You know, some reminder of being on track, or something I'm forgetting, and maybe just something else that'll bring me up and you as well. So choose your friends wisely. The fastest way to become better is to surround yourself with better people. So yeah, I did hang around bad people in 7th to 8th grade, went to a nice private school, and then I just started hanging around, if you want to hear it, I hope they never see this, nerds. I was very good in athletics, but I was really good at education, but after a while I think you hung around the people and you start just doing bad thoughts and bad things, and you just don't, you don't read, and then you don't do well on tests. And then I just said, every morning I'm going to hook up with these people, and they're great friends of mine. I just visited them a little while ago, and they made me better, because I saw them caring, and I should have been caring earlier, but I was hanging out with the people that didn't care. So my son, he also hung out. We went to a nice private school, but there's some bad people even at private schools. I've seen bad kids at private schools when I went a long time ago. And it's really who you do surround yourself. So if you find yourself, with negative Nellies around your house, don't go back to number 5. Don't tell them anything. Just go do it. If they come to your door, lock it. Choose your friends wisely. Maybe find some other friends in your area that's positive. I think that's why people hang out with me. I'm just, hey, not happy-go-lucky. I see the bright things of things. I see the sun, not the moon of things, So I hang around with people that are aggressive. I like aggressive trading, so I gravitate toward them. I do also hang around with other people that are not as aggressive, because what they do for me is calm me down. So maybe I can hold longer and stuff like that. Even though I see it, I still don't trust it. And that's even after a year and a half. And that's why I'm doing all these mental things, just for me to get better as well as you. And also, this is just a good review. So you should almost try to shoot your own video of yourself going through these things, talking it out loud, and just hearing yourself. And you'll see yourself get a lot better. So at the end of this video, I would personally go back and actually do myself and say it out loud, though. Saying out loud means it's more important to you. Also, you need to actually hear it sometimes from yourself, not just going, maybe, and then you don't do anything about it. So, hey guys, I just wanted to thank Anthony for doing this sentences that will change your mindset. So, learn to react less. That means don't jump into trades personally, real quick. Control yourself, not others. Controlling yourself and telling other people in the room your anger or anything like that, that's just very negative. So expect nothing, appreciate everything. When someone gives you something, I say thank you, but I expected nothing because I go look for myself. That's part of what I do. Do your best and trust the process. The process is gonna happen. If you told me a year and 8 months ago I could do what I do now, I would say yes, because that's the person I do. I look out. I don't care about the end. I'm just gonna get there. But yes, it was a process. I remember the person that told me, this lady that was taking a piano lesson, and she said it's not a process, a journey. And yeah, I didn't know that true. It's just you're not going to have all the best outcome. But I think people that take it slower are going to have a better process. If you feel like you need the money today, I tell you, you will do bad because you're doing desperation moves. You get excited, and now you miss some of the moves, and then you get the top, and then it's going down. You don't know when to call it quits, and you probably put too much money at the top too, and losing it on the way down. Do your best. Again, just like I said, trust the processes that you might have, and if you need some strategies, reach out. Stop telling everybody everything. Tell yourself. That's part of it too. So that if you like controlling other people, maybe you're not controlling yourself because you tell too much stuff, all that. And if people want you to fail, they do, because they're maybe jealous. I have a lot of jealous people. I remember used to even playing dumb video games. People would be routing for me to lose. And to me, that just inspires me. So also, I remember playing tennis one day. And we had people that lived on campus and people that lived off campus, called boarders and day students. And I was a day student, lived really close to the school. And man, when I played a tournament one time and the finals was a boarder and I was a day student, crowds came out. And it was really nice to shut them up. So, hey, choose your friends wisely. Again, try to find some positive people and to get some negative people. Really, to make your better life is to reduce the people. Screw, quantity. Enjoy quality. So try to find better people to hang out with. Y'all have a great day. Sorry if this was a little lengthy. Just want to give you my personal experience with trading and these 6 sentences that will change your mindset.